Right now, Whānau across Aotearoa are checking their power bills and fuel receipts and wondering how to make it through the week. The energy crisis is a daily, lived reality. Winston Peters stepped into this crisis at the New Zealand First 2026 conference with a massive financial promise: a $1 billion taxpayer-funded survey of offshore oil and gas basins. He claims there is a well above 90% chance of a Norway-scale commercial discovery. A $1 billion lottery ticket sold as national prosperity. But the fine print in his own timeline tells a different story. Surveying the basins takes at least 2 years. Extracting anything takes up to 6. This 6-year pathway leaves today's power bills entirely untouched. The Maori Green Lantern sees a political gamble that treats our wai, our moana, and the futures of our mokopuna as collateral for corporate prospectuses. Before the public funds this gamble, we need a strict factual, financial, and ethical audit of the politicians selling it. Look at the economic model. Taxpayers front 100% of the $1 billion risk. We pay for the data, then simply invite global multinationals to bid on the discovery later. The Tui oil field is the blueprint for what happens when these offshore gambles fail. This chart compares the proposed $1 billion survey cost against the $539 million decommissioning bill the public was left holding after the Tui field operator entered liquidation. The public carries the certain financial liability, while corporations are invited to take the uncertain reward. Then there is the climate ledger. While Hypocrisy, the Climate Change Commission, warns that Aotearoa's emissions pathway is increasingly fragile, New Zealand First wants to spend public money making a fossil fuel future easier to sell. This is not a Norway model of wealth. It is neoliberal welfare for fossil capital that privatizes profits and socializes the disaster. New Zealand First is campaigning against economic conditions they helped create. By the 2026 conference, they had spent nearly 3 years as a governing partner inside the coalition that delivered these exact power bills. Deputy Leader Shane Jones personally championed the Fast Track Approvals Act, concentrating unprecedented resource power in the hands of just 3 ministers. This regime removes environmental protections and legally sidelines iwi and hapu from defending their ancestral whenua against 149 fast-tracked projects. Now look at the candidates. Alfred Naro joined New Zealand First after his own party was rejected by more than 99% of voters at the 2023 election. Stuart Nash was sacked from cabinet for leaking confidential government information from a meeting to 2 of his former donors. And Michael Laws brings a documented history of racialized public insults and a recorded vote against engaging with mana whenua on the Otago Regional Council. This is a roster of recycled political failures, attempting to cure a crisis they helped build. Arsonists selling fire insurance for the Pātaka they set alight. This policy actively downgrades Tino Rangatiratanga to clear a path for corporate extraction. Te Moana is not an investment catalogue. It holds whakapapa and responsibilities spanning generations. Treating it as a sales map for foreign capital disregards the intergenerational duty of kaitiakitanga. Prioritising a speculative drilling gamble over immediate household resilience depletes the Maori of our communities. It places corporate possibility above the safety of whānau. This agenda is white supremacist neoliberalism in action. It treats Māori sovereignty and ecological safety as procedural inconveniences to financial expansion. We need accountability before a single dollar is spent. That means independently verified geological science, full decommissioning costings, and a transparent emissions impact analysis. We demand a genuine Te TDT partnership structure that grants mana whenua the binding legal authority to say no to extraction in their rohe. Current ministers and recycled candidates must publicly answer for their own records and their role in the current cost of living crisis. Until then, the $1 billion drill promise is a con, asking the public to fund the risk while hoping they forget who sat in cabinet while the Pātaka caught fire.